Map number 2 of Icebox on the way. Pepe Gang versus Divine Ascension. I mean, this one, I'm surprised that Pepe Gang ended up picking this one because I don't know if most people know, but I think amphibians are like cold-blooded, right? So it'd be kind of difficult for them to survive on this map. But whatever the case, this is definitely their map pick, and we're gonna see what they can do on it. They were looking kind of close on the first map of Ascent, and honestly, Divine Ascension, I mean, they pulled it back in the second half. That's exactly what they're known to do. They're the ones that struggle through all the hardships and everything. So, I mean, without further ado, we're going to get right into the agent select as fast as we possibly can, because Pepe Gang, I mean, they want to get through this, right? They want to get all the way to that final map of Ice, or to that final map of Haven, to see if they can take it over the line. Because, once again, I believe that this is probably the one map where they have a chance, if they want to take it all the way. Other than that, if they manage to drop this to DA, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. What's map number 4 again? We have Slit for map number 4. So they would have to win bind, like without a question, or else there's no other choice.
Oh man, I saw that you were hover for a hot second, but unfortunately, Pepe Gang aren't going to go for this. This is a map that favors Viper a little bit more, and it looks like Pepe Gang are still sticking with the double controller. This is something, like, as you said, Anton, some people like, I think 100 Thieves likes to do this, but typically a lot of teams are more comfortable just sticking with that solo Viper and just having to just peek everything if you don't have those Viper smokes available. We'll see if, this double controller setup can have the impact that it needs to in order to block off those sight lines from Teddy, who has been the star operator. And Datha has definitely been up there too, but for Divine Ascension, it has definitely been Teddy who's the problem that really just needs to be dealt with.
Well, this is interesting though. The hover right now, Wibes and Remill are switching roles. Smokes on Remill and Wibes on the Duelist. So this is curious. Wonder if it's because Remill just doesn't feel as comfortable on the Reyna on this map, which is strange, to be honest, because I think Reyna. Oh, nope. Okay, never mind. We got bait. Okay, thanks, DA. I'm already tired enough, but it's fine. So Remill on the Reyna again. Why? So standard stuff, nothing surprising. Adds on the so it's almost a mirror comp once more. Just the Sentinel is a difference. Viper only on the quote unquote Sentinel for the side of Pepe Gang with that Viper and add on the standard stuff. No Killjoy this time, but exchanging it for Sage. So again, it all makes sense. And I think the interesting thing that you mentioned before is that 100 Thieves, again, they like to run that double controller. Pepe Gang are literally running the 100 Thieves setup other than Adatha on the Jet. You change him out for a Killjoy, and it's exactly what the Steel wants. But I mean, you can't really blame him. Right? This man is the one guy that's 27 and 15. You have to let him brag.
Well, it's true. I feel like Sage is just the pick that everyone needs to have on this map. When you're on that attacking side, it really opens up that B site plant, because you can wall it off. You can get that quick plant. You can evacuate towards that main and just play for that post plant utility. With no Sage on the comp for Pepe Gang, it's definitely going to be a lot harder on that B site. Even when you're retaking the site, the wall can be so useful in terms of just putting it down, getting to half early, but they won't have that option available to themselves. Pepe Gang so far just playing towards that defaulty setup. DA Valorant looking towards this B. The smoke's going to dissuade them just for a little bit, but it looks like with the positions of each of the players, they want to take this B side, and actually it's evacuation from Taps. They're going to just try and set up towards this A, and it's left B side pretty much completely free.
I wonder if that was partially because the information from Teddy, or not, excuse me, not from Teddy, but from Nadatha. I think he jumped over the tube to look over that. Look at that line of sight. I don't know what that is from the minimap, but he can see so far past the tube, and Azul is going to push up. He's going to lose his life. That's a disaster. They're going to expect at least something coming towards his A now, but it's not going to happen. Teddy straight to the smoke. Fine, free kill. I don't know how that happens, but Nadatha tries to deny the plant and gets denied from Teddy. Already pushed all the way back on that snowman position, and Oatmeal, he's got to come back through. He gets a very, very nice turn under Remill. A 2 versus 4. He's got another one coming from mid that he surely will not expect, and he's not going to need to expect because Teddy takes him out. Viper only. What?
Oh.
What? Oh. What?
Okay, well, I mean, Viper only, he'll get the 180 flick and get the kill, but Teddy is the one who gets the 4K in the end to set up his team. I want to watch this. I want to watch this flick again. All right, so he's looking Oatmeal. Oatmeal's gonna get killed by Teddy here, and it's just the one person left. Oh, that's disgusting,
Oh my
Anton.
god, inhuman reaction. No, I don't even.
That's either way disgusting. And even though Teddy just ran over the entire round, I think it kind of shows what the strat is for DA. They're going to send a bunch of people towards B, and they're going to stash 2 people towards a mid to try and get the flank. It's a full push into mid from Pepe Gang so far, but it looks like DA Valorant reading into this. They're just heading towards that A. They'll get the spike down. They just have to be ready for this 4-man flank that's heading for them.
4, make that 3. The Omen wants to go back, wants to play it a bit safe, which is kind of ironic considering they only have pistols this time. I mean, whatever they want to do, right? They're the ones playing, not us. Up to the top, go 2, add with that spike plant, gonna add at least probably 1 to the tally. And Adatha does get 1, but he's the only one left alive at this point. Has to win all 5 gun spikes to the pistol, and it's just not gonna happen. 2 rounds, cleaned up DA.
DA as well, they bought a Phantom and a Vandal into this round, Anton. You can tell just how aggro they want to be, just how confident they are to buy up towards those full rifles, because they know, we're not going to drop these guns. We're just going to take the kills for ourselves. Teddy is on 6-0 right here, Anton. Even if they win the bonus right here, Teddy's going to be in a good spot. He'll be able to use those knives next round and then probably buy up an operator very early into this game. It's an interesting strat, though, from Pepe Gang. They're just looking to stack this A site, and they're just stashing taps here. He's in this is a spot that can be punished really easily, and then the B site's pretty free.
Yeah, usually if you're Vibes, if you're standing where he is, you hear this teleport at the start of the round, and there's no one-way smoke there from taps to even provide any sort of visual or sound cover or anything, and he has no idea what's happening. He could have someone walk directly under him, and he wouldn't even know at this point. But wait, did he drive both mollies out?
I think so.
Whoa, that's something.
Here's the sound cues.
Oh, what? I guess they're calming or something, because he just doesn't hear anything. And that's an entry on a B. That's very quick. He's pushed up so far. He's the one that's supposed to get this advanced info, and there's nothing to be had. No kills, no nothing.
Well, it did get, the Viper mollies out, but speak of that, see, this is this person. He just goes into mid, he gets the 2 picks, and he's making it a little bit more even. It's a 3v3 retake.
Oh, nice spray. A bit of a lucky shot there from Viper, but it's fine. 3 versus 2. Divine Ascension are struggling to keep this defense, and Ad has to come back in. Let's tap on the spike, and Remil is the one to get that frag. Najula, though, peeks out and gets both final kills to win out that round for Pepe Gang. And that one, again, they got close, but at least they keep the rifles alive that they brought into it.
They only keep 2, though, and with the economy built up for the side of DA, they'll be able to buy up into this next round. And man, these duelists on both of these teams, they're just absolutely so aggressive. A good heads-up play by Najula, this strat from DA to stash 2 towards mid so you can get the flank on anyone who's trying to defuse that spike, punish that flank, and it just becomes so much harder to try and defend it from that B main position as you just don't have the space available. 1-2 is the game, and this is where it's make or break for DA. They don't have any more money after this. And for Pepe Gang, they're going to 3-stack this A right where DA is heading.
Oh, headshot angle, Nadatha. Oh, he's the one to land the shot. Beautiful on the Ad. That's an immediate entry. In a second one, Teddy wants to go for a punish, but he gets shut down in turn. And Remil is pushed up all the way. He wants to go for another fight against the opposing arena as well, flashing to get himself out of the corner, but it looks like the recon is going to shut him down, but not quite. O'Neal stands out in the open and tries to go for that drone, and finally does now the punishes again on for the ace. He's got all 4 right now. The flash is going to miss, but he's got the angle. He's so ready for that final player, and he gets every single one.
Nadatha, man, this was the player at the top of the scoreboard of our last game, fragging over Teddy, fragging over remilitarization over the entire DA team, and this is exactly why he can take these gunfights, he can just win them out, and he can win this team these rounds just by himself. 2-2 even scoreline, and that breaks the economy of DA Valorant. They're only going to be on pistol. Ad's going to be on an Ares himself, but we've seen these buy rounds from Pepe Gang. They have a habit of bleeding out some guns, giving them over towards the other team, and getting this these types of rounds a little bit risky.
That's a nice little mind game from that Omen. Fake TP. It looks like they're at least half heard from Divine Ascension. They're being a bit careful up through this long B right now, but Taps is all the way back at yellow. He knows the knives are popped, and he hears Teddy flying around outside those green containers, but Teddy, he's not ready, but he managed to adjust good enough to get that frag. They are on a semi-light buy. There is one rifle recovered on that jet because there was that one kill to be had, but I'm surprised he's not dropping it over to a teammate. And it actually ends up mattering because the knives not only get shut down, but Oatmeal gets 2. Vibes with a trade back, and a right click from Remil lands a great headshot, but it's not enough damage for that player. 2 versus 3 still. The spike is down, but Divine Ascension, I mean, surely not, right? Vibes has a Sheriff. It's going to be very, very hard to work with. Toucan has half armor, but he does have the rifle, so he's the one that needs to land all these shots right now. Peeking on in, he lands nothing on an Najula. Viper only now to win the 1 versus 3, and another Molly available to get that spike down, but a nice headshot, a second peek, but Najula has 2 for the round to win out the third.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit close there, but a good heads-up play by Oatmeal will shut down any sort of play that DA Valorant had. 3-2, they go up in score for the side of Pepe Gang. They need to keep this momentum going. Nadatha isn't going to be on the operator on this map. I feel like it's a little bit interesting. You know, we see a lot of Jets play on top of that generator to get the early pick on the operator, play towards B main to get that early pick, something to just lock down these areas. But Nadatha wants to keep this rifle instead of handing it over towards his teammate. Pepe Gang have 4 ultimates into this, so they can use any one of these to really come back into this game. That Viper's Pit especially can be used in a post plant to get some space for themselves, but it's the standard setup from Pepe Gang. They're just going to stash this Omen here. Taps hasn't had the most success with keeping this B main covered, but his teammates have been good on the retake.
Big flash, audio now no longer in play, but the dart's not gonna land, so he's gonna be able to get out at least until the smoke comes down. Dash even driven out, and there's another dart. Is he gonna get pushed though? This is so risky. He's at very, very low HP, but does get out alive. One of his teammates loses his life in the process, though. Teddy wants to go all the way through, and they're gonna at least should be able to get this plant down because Viper only doesn't expect to. Can all the way in the corner. Yeah, wall goes up. Spike should be planted. Around the corner again. Tap seems to be wary, but Teddy's gonna swing right around after Remil gets the kill anyways, and Najula goes for the heal instead of dismiss after the kill on the Wives. So right evened up again for Divine Ascension.
Yeah, goodbye DA. Wives drops the Viper's Pit, makes the entire site her world, especially that plant. But you saw that DA play outside of the smoke itself. They don't want to get trapped inside of their own area. Rather, defend the area from the enemy team, make sure that they can't get any way around, and just punish any player that tries to make their way through, evening up the score lines for both teams. Rifles bought up from both sides. Ultimates still available. The Viper's Pit for the defenders. But Ad has the res. Any mistake that can be punished means that it can just be erased. That player brought back into the round.
Wow, that is a pixel gap for that little hiding spot. But Remil, a little bit of timing maybe, and no one is watching Kitchen. Maybe that's the mind game that he's playing as well. That dart swats nothing, and right after the dart goes the drone from the Sova, so no one's gonna expect anyone inside this Kitchen position. Nadatha's even he's doing the same thing. He's just hiding in a very, very tight angle from the dart. But the thing is, no one is here. Viper even wants to maybe jump up onto this Pipe's position with this jet. And all in the meantime, the lurk goes back down the tube, maybe catching Najula. Yeah, just barely 16 HP left, and it's good enough. And the transfer from Nadatha this time is also enough as well. So 1 for both teams. Remil is the one to push up all the way through mid.
Oh, Nadatha, though, is alone on A side. He has to win his gunfights.
Oh, the timing was so unfortunate for Remil. Viper gets the angle first and almost a transfer on the teammate. But it's just fine. Onto that A. Dart going through. Nadatha does end up finally getting spotted by one of them. But there is a flank. There's a very, very potent flank. Teddy is letting them pass. This is so smart. He gets 2 off of that. And maybe the potential for a third. Dashes back onto the stairs. Now they know exactly where he is, but he's able to get another favorable fight. Straight to the smoke he goes. Under him 1. He knows, and that's another beautiful drop shot. Last one alive is in this A site, but surely there's no way he goes for this so far away. Displaced from the spike plant. Coming back around and finally going back through that 410. Just looking at everything that's happened in the A site and even trying to go for some jiggles. Who is going to be the better jet in this instance? It's barely either one. Nadatha is the one at very, very lower HP, but he does land the headshot in the end of the day. Ad takes him out with a body at the final one, and Divine Ascension take the lead once more.
That was interesting early that remilitarization got so much space, gave a lot of mental damage to the side of Pepe gang, who had to try and rotate over to plug up their holes. Only problem is the over rotation came through that allowed Teddy to get this flank, get the 3K, and secure the B site for the plant for his team. It's gonna secure the econ for DA just a little bit. They'll be able to buy up for rifles. They have money to buy up later, but some money in the pockets of the side of Pepe gang, which means they can buy up as well. 4 ultimates still on the table here, Anton. They haven't used it in the past 3 rounds. They need to start using them. Otherwise, that's just lost opportunities.
Dude, Nadatha has balls of steel. This guy is literally being pinged standing on top of 410. Oh, a knife. Remil is very, very lucky to be alive. Right past his head. Probably give him a haircut or something. Peeking on the back. Yet again, up goes Nadatha. Did he spot him? Maybe. Finally sees the head. But speaking of head, his head's missed all over the place. Najula, that's even a body shot. Toucan, another one. Viper only finally lands one onto the dome of Remil. Very, very low HP goes that Viper at the back of the site. And Toucan has a shock dart able to take him out. Mid this time. And another headshot from Teddy. Looks like Divine Ascension. Better headshot percentage means they win the round at this point because it's a 4 versus 2. Pepe gang left. They're split up. There's a 1 person at the back of A. Najula is the only one to defend. Here's the up trap, and has a great adjustment. Has the ultimate as well, so is able to heal up to a reasonable amount, but not enough. Wibes lands the 1 bullet onto him. 35 armor left on that overheal, and that's unlucky, but it's just fine for Divine Ascension. It's exactly what they want. Teddy going for this aggressive fight, and the right click even like, dude. I wish I had classics like that, man. I watched Flex Sinja's like tweet recently about how his right click just doesn't work, and that's exactly what you see. He gets right click just like that. It's absolutely insane. It's such a long range, but I guess it's just testament to Teddy's skill. I don't know how you can be good at right clicking, but whatever. He wins the round anyways.
Just got luckier, Anton. That's just the solution. But DA, man, they're just kind of just breaking this setup from Pepe gang. They put some pressure on mid early. That's going to bait the rotate over from this A site. Kind of leaves Nadatha by himself. The Marshall isn't going to get the shot. But now that they know this Marshall's there, it just makes it easier for them to push in, right? The Marshall's only really good from long ranges. Once you get closer, it gets a little bit harder.
I mean, technically, there's still the potential of those long-range fights, and he's hiding behind the wall again. Not able to find that pixel gap this time. And he does get driven off. Ooh, there's an interesting lurk up there mid as well, and it seems like it's been missed by Najula. If he wants to go for this peak, this is a very, very big deal, but he does land a headshot. Great crosshair placement, is able to get some information. Dismiss out. No heal for him. That's a very, very nice shot, though. That's a man advantage, in fact, twofold for the side of Pepe gang, and Teddy can't even find an angle to not be blinded by that eye inside of that tube. But Toucan, though, does get an entry onto that B site, and Teddy does hear the audio cue of people running around, scurrying underneath him, but can he land the shot? That is a very, very resounding no, but the right click, at least he gets a 1. Up now dropped. 3 versus 2. Maybe advantage for Pepe gang. Ad wants to go all the way back. He's going for a big flank. This is going to be absolutely huge. It's going to take him a couple seconds to activate, but he decides against it. His Sova is hearing too much on the site. He wants help. He wants this slow to get back on, and Nadatha goes up with this operator, and he doesn't manage to land the shot. In fact, adds the one to get aggressive and go for a peek, and Toucan does as well. That's so good from them, and Ad even on top of the high ground gets a wallbang headshot on Nadatha. They are taking initiative. They're even at the man disadvantage. They know if they have to get aggressive, and they do exactly just that. And once again, just like the first map, they guarantee a tied first half.
Yeah, the bait and switch setup for the post plant was great, but it definitely got a little bit dicey towards that mid, with Teddy just stuck in the tube in and of itself, just getting peeked by every single person because he made the sound cues. They knew he was there. They get the operator recovered. Like promised, I felt like if they killed him a little bit sooner, that 4-man push might have just made it for that post plant. But they go even for DA Valorant at very minimum. 3 rounds left in this half. It's a full buy from either side. They're heading back towards this A.
Teddy's going a bit too fast. Viper only is up in that heaven position, and Teddy's not ready for it. Najula even another aggressive positioning and takes out Remil. This has honestly been the story of this entire map, right? It's the same agent fighting the same agent, and finally Wibes. That is a beautiful, very, very important shot on Nadatha. One of the best players right now. I mean, certainly the best player on the side of Pepe gang, if not on the server. Goes for another peek. He wants some more information, but how much is he going to get? He's going to get a shot in the face. Oatmeal with the other operator inside that mid. Top boiler takes him out. And Teddy wants to try and get a refrag. No one is pushing, though, from the defense. They all want to stay safe, and it's up to the attack of DA to try and get some more information.
I think DA is waiting for that heal. Oh, Najula will get the pick. That's 2 people left. And do you even save at this point? If you are DA Valorant, they have the money. They can definitely go for this, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Both op shots missed, though, so that lets them up. It looks like everyone knows. There's 3 people here for Pepe King, but Taps is barely not ready. He gets his gun back up in time, thank goodness, but for a second there, I thought that might be a chance, but the recovery is available, and speaking of recovery, maybe a recovery for Pepe King on their defensive half.
You know, Anton, Taps that was 0-8 until those 2 kills. He finally got his 2 on the board. He's been having a rough one. You know, he's just been on this island of B main, right? He's just been said, hey, you gotta hold this down. The rest of us are gonna be on A side, but you do good there on B main. He's just the person who's just had to try and retain so much map control with just an omen. It's so hard. He's been doing, you know, as best as he can, and now he's got to show up yet again. Everyone heading towards him. Taps the only person there. Now Nadata's heading to help himself out, but he's in. Oh, he gets the kick.
Oh, he does get one, is able to teleport out, but Ad reads it, is able to find the transfer as well, but Nadata from the heavens drops down, gets a kill under Remill and tries to go forward. He's holding down this default plant spot, gets aggressive as well, and shoots out that dart. No information gained from any of these attackers. Another one goes out, but that's a shock. That does no damage as well. But the damage has been technically done because the damage is what's going to happen up in mid right now. Najula loses his life. And technically, there is damage done, but it's not exactly the player that we'd hope. Nadata pushing up. Oh, the big timing. Toucan has no idea. He's never going to expect this. They're never going to check. He's got a big flank onto at least 2 players. Depends on where he wants to go, though. Nadata, he needs to make a decision right now. He goes back towards this B, is able to catch at least 2 off guard, including the res. Big kill on to Ad. Second one, in fact, and a dash to try and get away, but not enough. Pops the knives, wastes the ultimate, and Toucan is at least able to save maybe the round, but Oatmeal coming back through. He's going to be hurt. Also, probably not going to check this corner, but the question is, where is he going to play? He wants to deny this plant with the ultimate, but there's 20 seconds remaining. This Audi was hurt by Wibes, and he's going to make the call to go back to A. Wibes get both kill like plant to guarantee a win.
Just back and forth, Nadata. I like the push upon B. You know that the Sage has res and the body is there as well to bring that player back. Just barely gets away from the detection and just puts you in the dirt. Unfortunately, the spitting isn't going to work out, but Wibes with that flank will put Pepe Gang down to 4 to 7. So many ultimates still on the board. Anton, have we even seen Viper only ult? Because I feel like he's had it for forever.
I honestly don't even remember. I remember an ultimate from a Viper on that B site, and that's the only one. So either him or Wibes has not popped a second. And there goes another one. Viper only onto that B site. That's the default one that most people throw. Not on top of 410 though. It's on the back site. So problem is Teddy could decide to just go and sneak right on up there. It depends on what the timing is. Nadata is pushed up with the judge inside this garage, so it also depends on whether or not Divine Ascension want to commit to this A, because there's a lot of people here and they have to make this read as well. The shotgun, unfortunately for the defense, is pushed all the way back. Pepe Gang is a bit hesitant, and ABM has shoulder spotted. I don't think Remill knows, and this might be a disaster because they're walking with a wall out and a knife. In fact, Nadata's got 2. That's a big problem. Spike dropped as well as the op recovered from the jet on the opposing team. And not even, he opts to go for not the operator, but the Odin. And Taps gets another frag on one of the lurks inside of B. They know exactly where the spike is though, and so none of these kills are actually relevant at all. Toucan is the first one to try and recover the round, but it doesn't matter. He needs to 1 versus 5, and he only gets the first.
Nadata, man, this guy with a judge in B main doesn't even play in a cheeky corner. He's not a rat. He's up on top of the boxes, flying down upon you like an attack helicopter, ready to put 2 into the dirt. 5 to 7 is the scoreline, and now arguably Pepe Gang, they're on the stronger side of the map. They can play this however what they want, but they still don't have that Viper. They still don't have the Sage. Anton, B site's just going to be a hard play. They're heading over towards this A, but if this A is pretty solid from DA, it feels like if they try and go for that B, it's just going to be so hard for them.
Yeah, there's like what, one strat where you have to go up through tube. You have to take that mid position before you split that B. If you don't, there's just no way. You just get spammed through the box, so you kind of have to. So it's leaving them with very few options. So this is gonna be a struggle. But the thing is, I mean, Pepe, once again, Divine Ascension, they look for these struggles, right? And Nadatha is gonna open it up on Pepe gang. Very well, first kill. Remil though, a double dink and straight through the smoke, gets traded up by the opposing arena again. Once more, it's the doppelganger fight and added with the flank. He's the one to make the big play. Nadatha's holding down this spawn smoke. He wants to get aggressive again, but no, he just wants to sit back. Waste the rest of his time with the team, but Ad has one flank. Nadatha gets a trade wide with a second kill onto that health position, but it's all up to the Sage now. 92 health, so able to take at least a one shot from a classic, but not a ghost. He gets a right click. And no, this is a problem now. This is a problem. Nadatha, I don't think he has a jump left in his arsenal. So Ad, he's gone for that heal, but all the way up on top. He's just teasing. He's actually just playing with his food, and he gets his third for the round. So that's a dominant pistol from Nadatha. I mean, they leave with just one, but at least they have a chance to come back in the second half.
Yeah, they'll be able to buy up here now, and looks like they might be able to learn from their mistakes as well. The initial push onto site was good. They were able to get it. This pick was actually insane. He gets one through the smoke, and this trade was good. It makes sure that Reyna doesn't live. It makes sure you can get the site pretty much for free. Now going into this next round, Spectres across the entire board for the side of Pepe gang. They have armor bought up as well. They want to make this even. This time they're heading over towards mid, something that might be a little bit more unexpected.
There's at least three in the wall. Just get shredded straight through. That's not something you see every day. That wall got absolutely demolished, and now Kitchen's been taken. The entirety of Pepe gang are just rolling onto this B site, and Nadatha's up on top, and surely they must know. And Wides gets a really nice shot, even a headshot, I think. Dink onto Nadatha, but every other kill goes in favor of the red team. Pepe gang has got everything in this round. Toucan gets a single kill. Shock Dart going out to try and get some more damage, and he does do some. So technically, I mean, two people are one dink right now from the classic, but he's not going to land that headshot that's so crucially needed, and Oatmeal's going to clean that round up.
I wonder how many bullets are left in each player's clip. Like, they were just spraying bullets all over the B site, all over the wall. Like, they had no qualms about using their entire clips in that one round. But they're going to be able to bonus now on the side of Pepe gang. It is the full buy here from DA. DA need to stabilize now. They need to get their round advantage for themselves. And they have a 3-stack on the A site. Petty probably going to go on top of 410, take that aggressive angle, but the sheer gunpowder, the sheer manpower on the side of DA, or sorry, on the side of Pepe gang, they're looking to take this fast.
Oh, ooh. Okay, yeah, yes, sir. Remil will have that any day of the week, and that's an instant opening, 10 seconds, and one player's already dropped from Pepe King, and Teddy, another beautiful headshot. He's the one to land the easy ones, but it's just fine until Najula manages to trade. Maybe a crouch wasn't exactly what Teddy needed, but Remil is here to save the day once again. And straight out, they're just deathmatching on this site. There's not really nothing to say about this. They're all just going in and fighting, and adding Toucan, stereo kills, clean up once more Divine Ascension. They win the swing very, very handedly.
Yeah, so surprised Pepe gang don't just, you know, rotate off. They saw the 3 onto the site, but they still kind of stick around to fight it out, maybe get a couple kills for themselves. Just try and go for the plant, right? You're on a bonus. You need to get as much money off of the enemy team, but as much money for yourselves as possible. And that round actually allows DA to go up in round count. Now, Pepe gang, they'll be able to buy up towards these rifles. They're heading towards this B site, and so they don't have the wall in order to plant. And they have this Viper here as well, who can just throw mollies onto the default plant as well as this orb and kind of deny the spike for as long as possible.
And not only that, but the Viper wall as well from the defense. I mean, it just cuts off that long line of sight you can't see past. And it's up to Remil right now. Once again, Nadatha's up on top, so we could maybe see over this smoke, but he tosses the spike down from one of his teammates to start planting. But like I said, Remil, he's up to him. He denies the plant instantly, and now the Viper is the one to trade, but the pings are going out. So much damage already done. Nadatha is still on top, maybe able to get someone, catch someone off guard that doesn't expect him up here. But they're not peeking. They just want to stay patient. Teddy, though, may have a timing or something like that, but he drops off, stays safe, and even a shot missed. Nadatha has to get off. 50 seconds. They're still staying. The Reyna is finally looking back, but the question is, are they looking for a flank or something else? Nadatha does get a pick. That's a good one. They're looking to entry now. Reina with the lurk up through mid, finally be able to get a flank off. Just watching right now for the potential of this Sage to go back. And once again, it's just like we saw in Ascent right there. They make it into that B, and all of a sudden they get so hesitant. It's 30 seconds remaining. The entirety of DA are understanding this is likely going to be a B hit. They send Sova off to A for a contingency plan. This spot, this is a big fight. This has to be one from Najula, and it is. Now it's B site end up free taken. I mean, there's nothing to be able to stop this plant right now. The spam is not going to work out. Nadalta getting aggressive, beautiful quick scope onto Wibes, and a 1 versus 4 from the one player that was sent to check up on that A, and he's found absolutely nothing but the dead bodies of the rest of his teammates. Has to go for a save. Doesn't even want to try for any exits. Maybe looking for something past this platform behind kitchen, but nothing to be found.
Trying to go for an operator. I don't think the op was dropped anywhere close, so I think he's just trying to play for the exits. No one's going to peek into him though. Everyone's pretty much pushed into that defender's spawn, so Toucan will be able to save this gun into this next round. And really, I feel like that round, you know, you said, Anton, they get a little bit indecisive, but I think the call, you know, they had the time to make the call to say cut noise, bait the rotate out, and then get yourself onto the site with Nadatha just going aggressive with the operator, cutting the noise. You know that the enemy team has the operator. They cut the noise, so that allows Nadatha to just walk up and then just peek into the angle and get the kills. It stabilizes 8-8, completely even game in this game too. And now Nadatha, he's still on the operator. The buy isn't looking too good for DA, and they're stacking over towards this A site. The thing is, if Pepe Gang can go fast, they'll be able to get the site fast. They'll play that retake, but if they stagnate again, it's going to look bad for them.
That shock actually doesn't land on anything at all, but Remil, though, he's doing it again. He's doing exactly the same thing, going in aggressive with those right clicks on the eco round, but this time Taps is there to punish. Remil gets a bit greedy, wants to go for that rifle, but dismisses in front of his opponent, and that's, I mean, this just gets you shot in the face, really.
Stagnating just a little bit, maybe baiting out the rotate, but this is allowing for the Sage to get the flank.
Oh, backslide trades go back and forth, but there is very, very slow behind push. Viper maybe trying to go for something here, but I mean, there's no way, right? No way you plant there. Definitely a fake. Toucan falls for it, though. And finally, maybe Ad can find something on the back lines. Toucan find... What is that timing? What is that timing? He looks back at just the perfect time. That's... I don't know what... That's like... He's like psychic or something. That was actually flawless. There was a very, very big chance for Ad to do something, take out one of the defenders, maybe cause some chaos, but it just doesn't happen.
Psychic or unlucky? Ad peeks into this angle. Oh man, that timing is heartbreaking, man. It's like someone probably said in comms like, hey, someone could be flanking, and then Omen just turns around. Oh, hi Sage. Hello. and then just takes him out. But it is going to be, you know, Pepe Gang, they're still up in rounds. Nadalta's 23-11 on this operator. He's been having an absolute phenomenal game. Oh, but he gets shut down. The caster curse, no.
How has it happened? He just peeks on to the mid position and on top of Boiler. Wibes steel peeks him. Oh, one tap to the face and even takes out the second best on Pepe Gang. 2-man advantage. Divine Ascension at least lose a Sova, but what does that even matter? Najula and Nadatha, both the players that... Oh, they both are the only players on their team with double digits. There's 23 on the Jet and 18 on the Reina, and now they're both gone. Wibes, I mean, he's on for the ace. He's got all 3 right now in the round. And the 2 left alive, Pepe Gang, they have the spike under their control, but Remil peeks on and helps his teammate out. Doesn't let him get a 5k, but they just want to win every single round they can. This is just an annoying fight for everyone to take, and there's no chance for Taps to win. What? He should... No. That can't even... They're just...
What?
I don't know about that one, man. It's not like they're rich. They're going to be on a very broken buy coming into this round.
What just happened? Taps, how do you do this? He is on 11 HP. Anton, he reloads in the open and he's still able to get 2. The last person had a classic, but the right click doesn't miss. That's your right click right there, Anton.
That's my right click
right there. And then the walk into the Viper volley. Like, what? That is so heartbreaking. Just the roller coaster of emotions, but it stabilizes the round count, and Teddy, oh, whiffs the shot.
Oh, and Dotha's gonna get all the way up now. I don't think he wants to stop. Teddy's gonna whip another one and up on the rope, over the top of everyone. But, oh, what? I don't know how those didn't land, but somehow the Rain is still alive on the site. Toucan even to try and assist. The big shock dart does a lot of damage to O'Meal, but the peaks, it's literally, once again, it's deathmatch on this A site, except this time they have abilities to back it up. The knives don't manage to get the frag, but Remo is able to at least get one peek on along both sides, but Taps once again on for the 1 versus 4 clutch. 12 HP this time. If he couldn't do it last, maybe the 1 point of health is what he needs, but it's Wives once more to shut him down. This guy is honestly on another level right now. 10-9. It's still so close.
Hey,
what? How is Taps his damage, his mental, his aim just gets better the lower health he's on. 12 HP still outpeaks the operator, but Wives again, man. This guy, poor Taps. Round 2, he almost gets the clutch scenario, then Wives is there just to shut him down. It is going to give DA to that double digits. They are getting ever so closer to winning out this game, Anton, but it's so much closer than the first map.
Oh, peeking on a mid again, but this time it's Teddy holding it down, not Wives. Maybe they needed the Viper to try and lock this down because the one taps don't land from the defensive jet. And in fact, he gets one tap out the face of the earth. Didn't we say that this guy was like 0 and 8 at one point?
Yeah. and look at him now.
That's unreal. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Remil again, he takes out the opposing arena. It's every single time, and Wives removes the opposing Viper, but this time Tabs is the one that traded him out. So it's still alive is the Omen on the attack of Pepe gang. Maybe a better chance. The 3 versus 3 with Nadatha on the board as well. Remil is the only player left to defend this B site until that res happens and Teddy gets brought back to life. So the understanding that 3 are in mid is definitely in play. Nadatha is still very, very brazen as ever. He's doing what he did last time, standing on top of the box, and this time it's not going to bear any fruit. Teleport all the way on to B, leaving Oatmeal alone on this A. He needs to get all the way out, needs to run all the way to that B, but he's being cut off right now. Hunt this Fury to try and deny a plant, and likely this Omen should end up falling. No good dodges. Means he stays alive, but yeah, Oatmeal, there's no chance that he's getting back on this B site. Taps expects to dash on his back, but instead, it's on his front, and at least he's not going to get flanked this time. Can't get shot in the back, but the defuse is already coming through, and the first shot is not even going to land for a potential clutch.
Taps was on 36 HP, I believe. There was a chance. He was on a low enough HP to clutch that one out. Wipes was dead too. There was a chance, Anton, but...
That is true.
1 versus 4, not going to work out for them. 9-11, DA putting themselves up on the board, 2 rounds away from winning out Pepe Gang's map pick, and they have the guns to do it. Rifles in hand, and Odin in the hands of Ad, and the buy is kind of broken from Pepe. They're going to save into that match point, and once they get to that match point, they are going to have to throw everything at DA in order to win this map.
Everything being thrown right now at the A site. DA there's only one guy holding it down, and that's again Remil. We know what he can do, but how many headshots can he land this time? One, a quick dismiss, a recon bolt is going to end his life. Nadatha pushed all the way up, but the great spray. This guy is the machine gun lord right now for the team. He shuts down this lane from Viper. The turn is not good enough, but Teddy does have one on the flank. Shuts down Taps, one of the better players on this later half on the side of Pepe Gang. And it's another one. It should be a very clean round from here on out, and it is definitely. Toucan from the back. Oatmeal is pinched from both sides, and Divine Ascension reached their map point.
Yeah, 9-12. Viper's Pit is available for Viper only. So if anything gets a little scary, you can drop that one down, get yourself a little bit more control, but that's only going to buy you 1 round into this. Nadatha, the hero, needs to come up big for Pepe Gang yet again. He's 24-15. He doesn't have an operator, but he hasn't needed it before. Now, looking towards this B main, it's a double stack setup, Vibes and this Sova. Recon Dart isn't going to give the information out yet.
Ooh, that's a cracked angle from Vibes. He gets 1, but a quick trade. He gets a lot of information, though. He spotted at least 2 more, if not heard a second one. But this dart from Toucan, he's going to push up. He has to get aggressive. He lands a dink on a Taps, but Phantom Diff, he gets shut down. Doesn't manage to land a second. Teddy's the one that traded out onto Viper only, so there's no more Viper's Pit, in fact, in this round. has a very, very big flank too. They're never going to read this. The Sage is inside this mid, walked out of kitchen. They're not going to know. There's a flank on both teams right now. Remo should get backstabbed, but they don't know where anyone is, and all these kills are happening long B. This pick, it doesn't even happen. Remo turns. How did it? What are the timings on both these teams happening right now on this map? I don't understand. But DA take map number 2 in a very convincing fashion once more.
And you talked about this, Anton, how they need to win out this map in order to get the next. This is one of the few maps which we have in this best of 5 where Viper is at her strongest, and they still weren't able to get it. It got so close, though. We were at 9-9, and then after that, DA really just took it in storm. They were able to just play their aggression well, get onto the sites, or get a lot of other frags once on the retake, and then clutch it out themselves.
Yeah, and you can see that it's a tiny bit different. It's still the same 4 people at the top of the scoreboard. Understandable that all the fraggers are going absolutely nuts right now, but it's a bit closer, right? You've got Nadatha at the top once more. Teddy, though, joining him at the top right underneath. And Najula, they're kind of staggered this time. It's not just Teddy, or it's not just Nadatha hard carrying the rest of his team. At least Najula is chiming in. And at the end there, we saw Taps end up, he's waking up. Maybe he's a bit more awake than me right now. But this guy, again, he was 0-8. He was 0-8, and now he's 15-8 across the second half. Ever since he got a kill, ever since he got that 2K exit frags on the 2 people coming up tube, I mean, it was all just heaven for this guy. But unfortunately, it was all too late. If he did that in the first half, maybe there's a bit bigger of a chance, because he's the one that went from 0 and then matching his teammates with the double digits. Very well done. And honestly, after that, I might have a little more faith, because again, it's not just Nadatha, it's not just Najula. We mentioned that specifically, I guess I mentioned that the win condition for Pepe Gang right now is someone to butt heads against Teddy, butt heads against Remo. And so far, they've got Nadatha and Najula both doing that. And now maybe with a third player in Taps, there is a chance for a comeback. But it's still, again, bind difficult for Pepe Gang, but definitely they can do it.
Yeah, at this point, it has to be the reverse sweep from Pepe Gang, as DA are 2-0 up in this best of 5. That is going to do it for this map. We still need to go to that third map, which will be bind, but we're going to throw to a quick break, and we will be back. Don't go anywhere.